Okay, so it's Therese with One Mother, One Daughter. I'm back again. If you haven't seen my first video, I did my first video on how to put together this gift bag from the same cut that I used for the Halloween treat bags, just taller. And now I'm going to show you how to make a book. All of these things, well, these things that I'm showing you is if you have children, they have friends and they like to give them gifts, and I don't have the money all the time to go out and buy each individual gift for my daughter's friends, which she have a lot. So I always make their gifts, and they just really love them. So girls and boys. So anyway, we're gonna get to the card. I use index cards that I buy from Staples, and they have like 5 of these thick packs inside of like a lot, a bigger, it's like 5 packs for like $6, or it basically works out to like $1 a piece, which I usually get them from the 99-cent store, but the quality of the paper I don't like. So anyway, I get these cards, and that's what I use to make the books. So as you can already see, I have holes in the cards already, which I already started. So actually, we're not going to start with that. Let's start with putting the book together. I have this chipboard that I bought from Joann's. It's 12 by 12 chipboard, and I cut it down using my Fiskars paper trimmer. And as you can see, it's about, I guess, a little thicker than a dime, maybe like the size, maybe like a nickel. But what I like to do is not take the blade that I use for my papers. I save my old ones when they get dull, and that's what I use to cut my chipboard to the size, you know, if I'm just like making a rectangle or a square for these books like this. So that's a good idea, so you don't dull out your new ones. So I cut this the same size as the cards, which is 3 by 5. And I took the paper that I wanted to use, and I cut it 4 by 6. And I scored it a ½ inch on each side. As you can see, I cut these notches and stuff out. So now we're going to adhere this paper to this board. So now I'm going to use my tape gun. I use that mostly for everything unless I have small pieces. And I go around the edges. Let's give that another one. And in the middle of each part of the cardboard. And I'm just going to place that upside down on my edges that I cut, and just smooth that down. You can use a brayer, or you could just use your hands, or you could use, what do you call this? You could use this bone folder just to smooth it out and get it in. Okay, so now we have our edges, and I'm going to put adhesive on the edges, only on the edges of this one, and I'm going to fold it in. Let's see. Yes, I'm going to fold it along sides first. So I know I talk a lot. Yeah. So I'm going to try to do this as I'm talking and pretty fast. So adhesive all around the edges. Putting in my long pieces first. Smooth it down really well. And then my shorter pieces. So then I cut another piece, which was I cut it at 3 by 5, but then I just went it over edge and took like 1/4 of the piece off because I wanted it really thin, but so that it can look nice around the edges. So I'm just going to put adhesive on the edges here. And instead of putting it down the middle here, I'm going to put it down the middle of the cardboard. I'm just folding in the edges. Oh, this is a really good angle. I think I found my angle, y'all. More videos to come with this new cute angle. So the biggest problem was being able to sit and still see. Well, I don't really have to sit, but even if I'm standing, to still see where my project is as I'm recording. So, see, that's perfect. That's good. So I have both of my sides, both my front and my back. And real fast, I'm going to put together another cupcake for my book. So I have one cupcake on my bag, and I'm going to put another one together for my book. Again, the cupcake layer is from Creator Critter, and it's cut at 2.46 in width and 218 in height. And it comes with this black part. Let me just, why can't I keep a hold of my remote? Okay. It comes with this black part, which is the back, and the face, the bottom cupcake liner, and it comes with a cherry. Again, I hid the face, and I use Peachy Keen stamps. Peachy Keen Everyday Character Faces Parts and More. I use that, and I use Stays On ink. I use the white gel pen, and like I said, I hid the face, which usually you can see. That's what you have the black for, so you can see the face through. I hid that, and I hid the lines on the cupcake, and I ran it through my Cuttlebug. So I'm just gonna put some tape on the back of this and adhere it down to the base of my cupcake. You do that first, and then you put the cupcake face on top. Peachy Keen has some cute faces. I wish I could afford the whole line, but okay, moved the adhesive back, and I'm going to place it right there on top of the black to coincide with the cut. Isn't she cute? Ooh, she's so cute. And now she needs her little cherry, which I use Stickles for the red, no, Stickles for the black, and Studio G for the red. I cut it out in one piece, but I used a black marker to color the top so it can separate it from the bottom. Okay. So that's not going to have to open that. Sorry about that. Okay, what I'm trying to do is unclog my glue. Okay, that's good enough. We need a little bit of this anyway. So, this cherry goes right on the top of the cupcake. And I cut out, just like for the bag, I cut out a circle, which is from the Gypsy Wandering, and that's at 2.18 in height and 5.36 in width. That still confuses me. I don't know why it's like that. And I also cut out the scallop, which is 3.17 in width. And you know what? Don't quote me on this. You just make the scallop circle 3.17 in width and 3.04 in height, and make a circle that fits inside the way you want it to look, so it can fit inside, because those measurements sound kind of odd. I'm gonna have to look at my Gypsy again, and I'll put it right in the bottom, right in the bottom. So I went around the edge with some Tin Holtz mustard ink on the scallop and the circle. And this piece of paper is from Die Cuts with a View. Nana's Kids, I believe it's from Nana's Kids. So we're going to glue this down. And I'm going to use quite a bit, well, not that much. I'm just going to glue it really, tape it really well, because this book is going to be handled a lot. So we're going to just place that in the middle. I'm just moving back my tape. Okay. Like my nails? Ooh. I'm going to paint them later. And I'm not going to use an action wobble on this. I'm just going to, actually, I'm going to pop it up, because she looks so flat. Still have a little cough from my cold. So I'm just going to put a good number of them, because like I said, this will be touched and moved a lot. Little girls like to write notes. And this is for my daughter's best friend, best friend, Alexis. So she talks about Alexis a lot, and Alexis is a nice little girl. So her birthday is October 6th, which is this Saturday. And we won't see her this Saturday, so we're going to make her cards to make sure she have a good birthday. So I'm just going to place this here. And set that to the side. And we're going to use, oh, I just love this machine, the cinch. Now I punched some of the holes for the book already, as you can see, just to save some time. And I'm just going to finish punching the holes. I love this cinch. I had got the Zutter machine, but this is so easy. The Zutter was more difficult for me, but this is more easy. Let me tell you what I did. As I put my punch in, I realized that if you know how to use the cinch, that it was going over to the 6. So to avoid it punching out the side of my card and leaving a small hole, I pulled out the cinch. I pulled out the number 6 so that it wouldn't punch a hole on the side of my paper. And all you do is take your paper, gather it together, and just slide it in. It's so hard to make a mistake. And just pull it down. I can do it with one hand. And I have like about 12 pieces of paper there. So now all my holes are punched for my book. I'm going to use all of this paper. And now I'm going to do the front of my book, which I'm going to take the inside that I put the paper around, and I'm going to place that down, because that's going to be the front. Goes through it like butter. And now I have the back with the paper that I placed on top, and I'm going to have that facing up so that all my holes can line up together like butter, and it went through that thick cardboard. So this is the back, so I'm going to face it up, and this is the front. And there's the hole. So let's put this to the side, and I'll show you what I'm going to bind it with. So this is what we're going to bind it with. Let me just take you out a little bit. This is the cinch spiral binding thingy, binding loops. So I got this from Chic, which is a scrapbooking site that puts out different scrapbooking things, tools and papers and stuff every day. And I got all of these, can you see that, for like 15 bucks. So let me just show you. I made a book with this. I made a book with this, and look how much I have left, because you only use like 4 or 5 loops at a time. So since this book is yellow and purple, do I have purple? Yeah, but I don't like that purple. I'm going to use this yellow one. So you just take it out, of course. Put this over to the side. And you hold your project together. You can clip it, or you know what I can do? I can put like, hold on one second. I can put this would be easy. I just thought of this. This will be easy. I just thought of this just now. So let me put my microphone back on. And to keep it together, because you're going to be moving the book around, line the holes up together, and then just take, this is like a hair binder that I use for my daughter hair, and hold it closed like that. And then you take the end of your spiral and you start to feed it through. Your holes. You can cut it off before you do it and just cut out 1, 2, 3, 4 and cut out the loops. But I found it easier so that I don't waste. Let me just take this off camera so I can see it. Okay. Wow. Okay, my holes aren't lined up. So there they are, lined up. You can see through them. Can you see that? Yeah, there you go. That's good right there. They're all lined up. And now I'm going to start here, and I'm going to go through the first hole. Isn't this weird? I never have this much of a problem. I just can go right through the holes. Okay. Okay. There I am through the first hole. Look, we made it. I'm through the first hole. I'm going to go around to the side, to the back, and I'm going to go through the second hole. As you start to go, it starts to get easier. So, there I am through the third hole. Fourth hole. Just keep turning it. It's really easy. And the last hole. You have to actually turn the whole thing. Thank you. To your job. So you're not going to Pathmark? Okay. So, okay, I'm all the way through. And now I'm going to cut it off. Okay. So, I have these two tools that I got at the 99-cent store. It's just like the ones they use, but it's 99 cents. Maybe I will color them It didn't come colored, but very easy. Snap it off, and look, you have this whole thing left for a whole nother project. And now you just take the edges so they don't go back through, and you're going to bend them up. Just like you see on the notebooks. And squish it really hard. Okay, so you can take that off and put that there like that. Now we're going to take the cupcake and we're going to place it on the book. I also cut out her name. And I'm going to show you. I'm actually trying to text my husband because he's on his way to work. I'm texting during my... So, anyway, sorry. But, okay. So, let me just place my piece to the side. And, oh no, that's not good. Okay. I actually marked it. Okay, I don't like that. I'm going to have to do something about that. Okay, so now we're going to take our cupcake and we're going to put it right here. And we're going to put her name, which I cut. Alrighty, let me just put this back in my drawer. Sorry for the shaking of the camera. And her name is Alexis, so I used the black letter cartridge. I knew he was going to call me. I'm taping. You just left. So, now since he's calling me, I'm just going to send him a text. So, okay. Let me just finish this so we can done. Okay, so I'm going to take this cupcake and I'm going to put it down there. So, happy accident. Because this black scrunchy thing kind of marked it and I don't like that. So, anyway, I was going to put that down there anyway. So, here the cupcakes goes here. And I'm going to put her name here. The name is cut. I wanted the name to be cut at 1.5. I knew that, but I wanted... But it was too wide for my book. So I kind of like squished it together to fit on my book because I knew the book was 3 inches wide. So I squished it together and I used the link. I took the little link off so that I can make it still be 1.5. But so that it would fit nicely on the book. So... You know what? I could actually, that's what I will do. I could actually put them through. I'm using this a lot today, and I really don't even hardly use this. I'm going to use my Xyron. And I have tons of this adhesive. So I don't know why I use it, and it's really easy. Yes, I'm going to use my Xyron. And I'm going to put these letters inside. Okay. I can't get that. Okay, there we go. These letters are kind of small. They are cut at 1.5, but they look kind of smaller. But the black letter It looks, the black letter, I love the letters. It looks kind of gothic. But my daughter said that I use Hello Kitty letters too much. And it's getting on her nerves. I'm like, girl, you lucky that I'm even making gifts for your friends. These kids are not my friends, they're your friends. The little girls are so nice, they are though. But, you know, she knows how to craft. She can make her own gifts for her friends. She has her own stamp. But I still end up making them myself for her. So, but that's why I chose the black letter cartridge this time instead of like Hello Kitty, because I do like Hello Kitty fonts. I like the way they look. Excuse me. And I think that they are so girly. So I'm just taking the adhesive. As you can tell, I didn't pat and drop. So let's place this here now. I meant pat and drop by rubbing. I didn't rub. So okay, it's Alexis, Alexis. So let me move in closer, so even though I'm quite sure you know how to put on letters. I'll show you what I'm doing. L-E-X. My tweezers are all gummed up. I don't use, maybe I should, I don't use anything to measure it. I basically just eyeball it. Oh, wrong letter. I'm gonna have to use my eraser to get. Okay. You know what I think I did? Oh no, I was gonna say, I thought that was an L. I thought it was big. Okay. I right there. Let me just move that over. And the S. Alexis. I'm saying that I just eyeball it. I don't measure and put the lines. Some people does that. Some people do that. I don't. I'm just eyeballing it. It's crafting, so okay. I put Alexis's. I'm not gonna put notebook or any of that like I did with my daughters. But okay. And I have a small teeny tiny apostrophe that I actually didn't run through. So I'm just gonna put like a piece of, if this will stay unclogged. See, I'm trying to unclog my, there we go. Put a little teeny bit of, just real small. See that? Ooh, a little teeny tiny piece. Okay. So I'm just going to put that here. And I also have the dot for the eye. Using my tweezers again. I'm just going to put a small tiny piece of glue so that it don't squish out. And my daughter said that her friend's favorite color was purple. And I didn't have any darker purple than this. So this is what I use. I really need some paper. I need some pink paper. I wish that I could find some place where I could just go and look do pink papers. I think I'm going to just go to Michael's this weekend. Because I also need some 2A glue. And I ran out. I mean, I'm literally shaking and squeezing and dotting every little piece that I can get out. Let me show you my glue. Look. Can you see that? You see that little piece of glue? That's all I have. And I'm actually like banging it down, trying to get it done. So anyway, let me pull you out a little bit so I can show you how I'm going to put this cupcake on the front of the card. So I puffed hers up. I mean, you know, I used the... My mind is going today. I used this on the cupcake. So, that is the book, all completed. There's nothing on the back. Maybe I will put something on the back since it did mark. But that's the book. And, let me see, I can move you out some more. Here's the bag. Isn't that cute? And, look, it fits right in. Can I? I wish, let me just try to adjust my camera up a little bit. Okay. So you can see it fits in the bag, and here's the bag. Now, I don't want the bag to just be like this, so I'm just going to put some tape on the end. Show them what to do. And I'm going to put these two pieces together. Can you see that? Okay. Just like that. I put some tape on this part. See, it's sticky. And I'm just going to squish these two pieces together. And I'm going to take, sorry for the shaking, it's actually on my, okay, I can get this out. Take my hole punch, it's a small hole punch, and I'll punch two little holes next to it, next to each other. Can you see that? And I'm going to put some ribbon through. I have this purple ribbon, if I can do my drawer, and then I'll use, okay. So this is something else that I got from one of those daily deal shops, which was Scrapbook Steals. I got like a whole bunch of ribbon from Scrapbook Steals for a really good deal. So I'm gonna place this through the front. I'll cut it off at the end, one through one hole through the front, and I'm gonna bring it around from the back. You see that? I'm on the back. See, this is the back. I'm gonna squish it down, and I'm gonna bring it around to the front. Okay. And I'm just gonna make a knot in it. That way I don't have to use so much ribbon. So let me get my ribbon scissors. Cut it on the angle, and I'm just going to tie a knot. So that's it. I tied a double knot, and as you can see, it's already fraying. I don't have my lighter right here. I'm going to get my lighter, and I'm going to burn the ends. Let me just, can you see that? Let me just cut this on the angle. And that's really cute. And I'll burn the ends and I'll put it in the bag. So that's the whole thing. You know what? I want to show you really quickly. I hope this video isn't really going way off. But I usually make a pencil to go with it. I use the scraps from my, I guess I'll make another video to go with because I know this video is going really long. So what I'll do is I'll use the scraps from this paper that I already used to make a pencil to go with that. And I guess I'm making another video. So stay tuned for the next video.